Now let's create a lay plan using Illustrator. I have created a new document already. Would you please prepare a new document? Then go to File and Place. File, Place. We are going to place a photograph of garment patterns. Go to File, Place. Then find out the directory where you save the photograph. Here is my garment patterns, and I'm going to click Place button. Then your mouse cursor will show you a thumbnail of the photograph. If you click, the photograph will be imported based on the size of the image. However, if you'd like to designate the dimension of the photograph in this document, you can click and drag. Can you see a rectangle shape? This will be the size of the imported image. If you're happy, release. So here is my garment pattern. These are men's shirts pattern. And as you can see, my patterns were drawn on a paper with cross and dots. This cross and dots indicates the grain line, so you can easily find the grain line. However, if you're using plain papers, before taking a photograph, would you please clearly mark the grain line using a thick marker pen or some pen which will create distinctive lines. So when you take a photograph, your image will clearly show you where the grain line is. Because grain line is very important to create a lay plan. If you don't know the grain line, I think your lay plan won't be accurate. So this is very important. Now let's look at my patterns. These are men's shirts patterns. I have a sleeve, front bodice, yoke, back bodice, collar, collar stand, placket, a pocket, cuff, and there is something which is not part of men's shirts patterns. I have intentionally created this. The dimension doesn't matter, but I have created a square of which size is 10 by 10 centimeter to check whether my photograph has some distortion. Also, if you have a kind of reference like this, you can control the scale quite easily and intuitively. Now, firstly, I'd like to change the scale of my lay plan. Currently, if you look at the layers window, you will have one layer which has this photograph. I'm going to double click the name of the layer to change the name. Let's call it photo. Photo. I'd like to create a new layer where a lay plan will be drawn. On the bottom of the layers window, you will have 6 icons. Among them, the second one from the right is create new layer. The second one from the right is create a new layer. If you click it, you will have a layer number 2. And let's change the name into lay plan. Or you can say pattern or garment pattern or etc. As long as you can distinguish, that's fine. On this new layer, we are going to create a square. If you go to the tools box on your left, you will have a rectangle tool, rectangle tool, rectangle tool. Change your tool into rectangle tool, and I'm going to set my fill color into transparent and stroke color into red. It can be any other color, but I'm using red because you can easily see what I'm doing if it's red. Then if you click and drag, you can easily create a rectangle or square intuitively. However, I'd like to draw a square of which dimension is 2 by 2 centimeter. If you want to input the size, just click on the document. Then you can input 2 centimeter by 2 centimeter. Your unit might be pixel or something else. In that case, make sure to include the centimeter as unit and click OK button. OK. Then you will have a square using selection tool, which is black arrow tool. I'm going to move it around my square of the photograph. Then you can see there are differences in terms of size. Now I'm going to move on to the photo layer on layers window, photo layer, and I'm going to change the scale of the photograph so that this square shape, paper square shape, will match to the red square. Now I'm going to zoom in so I can see it better. Can you see the differences? Now I'm going to select the photograph. Once object or image is selected, you will have 8 handles around the image. This is one of my handles. And by click and dragging the handle, you can change the scale. But if you would like to keep the original proportion, make sure to hold down Shift key on your keyboard. If you hold down Shift key on your keyboard, the original proportion will be kept. Then, if you move your mouse cursor on the handle here, can you see the shape of my mouse cursor is changed into double-headed arrow? Then if you click and drag, you can change the scale of the image like this. So I'm going to change the scale of my photograph so that the paper square will meet the shape, match the shape of the red rectangle. I think I need to rotate my photograph a bit. If you move your mouse cursor around one of the handles, you will have double-headed arrow with curve. And if you click and drag, you can rotate the image. And I'm going to scale it up a bit. Now the shape of the square matched, I think. However, if your photograph was not taken at the front, the shape of the paper square and the red square we have drawn won't match like these examples. The shape of paper may look like one of these quadrilateral shapes. So taking photo at the front is very important. Now let's think about the scale of the lay plan we are going to draw. The size of the paper square is 10 by 10 centimeter. However, the actual size of this red square is 2 centimeter by 2 centimeter, which means the lay plan we are going to draw will have a 1/5 scale. 1/5 scale. Once your square matched, we don't need this anymore. So I'm going to select my red square and press Delete key on my keyboard, or you can click. You can press backspace bar to remove the square. Then now we are going to transfer the shape of the pattern using pen tool and sometimes shape tool and other tools. Let me move my photograph to be positioned in the middle of the document. Then not to make a mistake, I'm going to look the photo layer. On the layers window, next to the name of the layers and thumbnail, you will have eye icon. Next to the eye icon, you will have some empty space. If you click this empty space, you can look the certain layer. So you want to draw a line on this layer. So make sure to look the photo layer, otherwise your lay plan may be drawn on this layer. And I'm going to move on to the lay plan layer. This is the layer we are going to draw.